Hey everybody, so as I showed you that talenti gelato, but this gelato here, I saw a video on YouTube or somewhere that was showing, not even YouTube or Instagram, some sort of a craft video that was showing all sorts of different containers. And they were using these containers in interesting little ways, making plant pots. So I am finishing off this gelato, and I'm doing it for you guys. It's for you guys. And if I'm real, it's also for me because I just really wanted some gelato too. But you know, this is a good excuse to be able to finish it off. That's what I'm saying to myself anyways. I'll try and work out when I get home. But I'm going to eat the gelato, and then the next time you guys see me, I may be in a different shirt, maybe a different day. But we will work on doing this little project together. And I'll be back with this, and we will paint it. And I'll put my little succulent that I got the other day in it. Bye. Hey everybody. So today we're going to be talking about, I guess you could say, growing things, recycling. So, as you can see, this is the talenti, I don't know how to say it, but it was gelato in it. You can use basically whatever kind of container you end up having. So they have the empty container that they've washed out and cleaned, and a little bit of tip if you're using something like this and you're washing it out is to squirt you some of your dish detergent in there, put it about half full of water, and hopefully if it is something that came with a lid, put the lid back on it, screw it back on, and give it a good shake. And that actually cleans everything up in there almost better than if you were scrubbing it. Since we're just using it for a plant, that's okay. So what we are going to zoom in and be showing you guys next is the painting process. So we have got this, we have got some water, and when I come back after we paint this, I will have some dirt to put in it, but we have got some paint here, just craft paint, and a foam brush. And the craft paint that we're going to be using is melted chocolate. Not melted chocolate that you want to eat though, so don't be doing that. And we have some sort of little succulent here that I was given. I don't really know anything about it. I know very little about succulents, but I do know I am wearing a cactus shirt today, so that ended up being appropriate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to squirt out some paint on our paper plate that we're using for our painting surface. And here we go. I wanted to attempt to empty out this paint thing because it felt like it was almost empty anyways. And it may be completely empty. That actually does kind of look like melted chocolate. I don't know if you guys can tell or not. It's a little odd. So, we have our paint. We have our foam brush, which we're going to dip up real good in what looks like chocolate. So, we've got that done. And we're going to start the painting process. I do recommend you guys have something laid out wherever you're working. That way, it's not a big deal if you make a bit of a mess. Which if you're using something that's have a label, you may want to put on paint a little thicker than you might otherwise. So, we're just going to stop filming and I'll show you guys when it's done painting. So, I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but I have got the outside painted. Got around the rim, and as you can see, I've ended up painting myself as well. So if you've got gloves, you might want to wear those. This is a washable paint, so we can wash it off. But I have got the first coat on. I just fingerprinted it. But as you can tell, in some spots, where the barcode is, you can still kind of see it. So we're going to let this dry, and we're going to come back and we're going to do a second coat. So our first coat of paint is dry, and we're going to add the next coat. But after I had already been painting and got it all over my hands, I did think of something. I am going to attempt to put this on my bottle of water that I had, like so, and that way it makes it a little easier to paint it. And where I'm painting up and down, where I was painting side to side a minute ago, this should give us enough coverage to have kind of a better coverage over our stuff underneath. So, as I told you guys the other day when we was finishing this up, when you saw me again in this video, I would be in different clothes, different day. So, we have got this, and we have got it full of dirt now. And we're going to take this out of its little pot. And it's really dry. Okay, so we are going to end up watering the soil, and we're going to try to do that. Get a little bit of root boundness here spread out, and you may end up with this in yours too. And always a good idea to be outside if you can be with something like this, or make sure if you aren't, you're somewhere where it'll be easily cleaned up. Like I've got this newspaper here. So we will go ahead and water and then put this in here. No, just put one in. So now we have got it planted, and you guys can do this on your own using whatever kind of plant. If you do use a succulent, make sure you maybe do some reading up on a succulent, because they're kind of in the cactus family, I would say, and they don't require as much water as some other plants might. So I hope you guys have fun with this. So we now have it potted, and that's how it turned out. If you wanted to go in depth and do some other sort of design on your little flower pot, you could. That's totally up to you. If you wanted to use a different color, that's up to you. But then just your planting process of getting it in there. And I do recommend kind of digging down in there deeper than I did, because I didn't go quite deep enough to get your, I didn't mean to do that either. And I mean, you could even probably use that to kind of press down on your dirt. I just now thought of that. But to kind of get you a spot hollowed out in there for that. So I hope if you guys try this, you have fun with it, and probably should stop swinging it back and forth. But see you guys next time.